It is getting on a bit, so we're gonna have to play it.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit OK. We should all go through to the map screen. Hopefully. And just hit continue, guys. Let me know when you're through to the map screen anyway.
I'm in the map, mate. Peacemaker and Sam are still joining. Just wait for Peacemaker now.
Wonderful.
Downloading stuff.
I'll actually chuck us through to the actual game, and then we can just go back onto Discord for the presentation. I'll make the presentation punchy as fuck. I just want to, because Sam got through to the map screen earlier, but when he tried to get through to the game, DJ, is that you? You dick. DJ's fucking messaging me on my stream saying about how great that DJ Illuminati guy on all the streams is. Right, we're all in. Hitting continue, and let me know if this all goes Pete Tong.
I'm in the game.
Holy fucking bullshit! Yes, it fucking works! Brilliant. Right, we're now going to tab back to Discord, and I'm going to do the presentation part on there, and hopefully this doesn't have a fucking aneurysm in the meantime. Okie dokie. I'll see you all on Discord, guys, and I'll be sharing a presentation momentarily. Right. Stream my fucking screen. Go live. Can we all see that?
Yeah.
Brill, 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 brill. Okay, thank you all for coming. Can anyone not see that? Cool. So, look, I'll just blitz through this training objective. Ultimately, the whole training is here to increase the usage, communication and the confidence of HOV in air support. It's not a JTAC course. It's literally just to encourage and give you guys a few more tools and some sort of scenarios that will hopefully incentivize you to use air assets rather than them being sort of lingering around and not used and sort of wasted. Also, the ways that we're going to practice using it will basically result in more accurate and much faster air support than you've been getting in the past as well. So it's going to make everything a lot more efficient. We're going to do this verbal discussion section. As you know, we'll then do some mission-based scenarios with you as the British Armed Forces in Afghanistan. We've got 3 scenarios. You guys can pick which one we do. We're only going to have time for one. I was hoping to do 1 or 2, and then Sunday we can do the other couple once we've got it all working. And hopefully Sam, the pilot, will also give you guys some feedback on what could make it easier for him up in the air today in future. And yeah, go from there. So first thing I would say is, like, from a pilot's point of view, these pictures here are basically what I spend 90% of an op seeing. I don't know if you can notice, but you can't see shit. In some of these pictures, there's actually 5 or 6 armed vehicles. So here there's about 6 armed vehicles in this area. This one, I think there's about 4. I don't know if anyone can spot where they are, but it's pretty much impossible. So one of the big things I'll be covering today are ways that you can draw a pilot's attention to an area that the enemy are as quick and easy as possible, and then also some ways about, if needed, that you can guide that pilot's munitions in to just nail a target spot on, but worst case, at least get their eyes on an objective. So yeah, the first thing we'll cover though is loadouts. For the exercise, everyone will have a long range radio, and even if you don't speak, I just want you to be able to at least listen in to the chatter that's going on between the SL or whoever and the pilots, and vice versa. The big thing is though, I want to make sure that any op where there's air support on station, that everyone's going to be taking appropriate loadout. So other than a long range radio, can anyone sort of shout out to me some different items you can take that can either mark targets, reveal your location to air, or actually guide, you know, munitions in onto any positions? So like literally day or night, shout some shit out. Start with day actually. Shout some shit out to me.
Smokes.
Bingo, Mr. Tank, smoke grenade, perfect. Any others that can work exclusively in the daytime? Scratch our little heads, wake the class up.
Flares.
I don't flares in the daytime. I'm not sure how well they will work.
Terrain features?
Pardon?
Terrain features?
I'm not sure what you're saying. Apologies, bud.
Terrain features.
That's a really good one. Well, I'll cover that actually a little bit later on in this. But yeah, sort of a description of the target. The other ones I have there is basically smoke grenade. Yeah, 40mm smoke. So grenade launcher smoke is something you can take in an op that will help you because that's different from smoke grenade. And also a helmet cam, which is exactly right by describing or showing terrain features to the pilot. It's going to help you sort of identify targets for him in the daytime. What about nighttime, guys? Like anything exclusive to the night that you can use to guide in pilots or show them where you are or anything?
IR strobes, IR grenades.
Perfect.
Flares.
Bingo. IR grenade should be...
Laser designation.
Is that exclusively for the nighttime?
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
Softlang, yeah,
that's potentially one. Any others for just the nighttime that you think might work? If you really think about some alternatives, some wacky and different ones that might help. So I'll give you them. Just
Tracer fire also helps.
brilliant. Yeah, no, that's a really good one, Sam. So yeah, laser pointer, which is the actual laser pointer you can get on you at the end of your gun. That can sometimes just at least show a pilot a rough location, and also tracer fire. Genuinely, if you're in a Vietnam base stop and you don't have all the fancy gear, shooting at an enemy with tracer, at least we know roughly where they are. And then data. Both of those. Yeah, we already mentioned a couple of these, which was a laser designator. Long range radio, obviously we've covered that, and that's like Peacemaker said, describing the target and the terrain over the radio. And then finally, one that Hov isn't going to probably use in the near future, but also GPS coordinates and things like that. They can work day or night. But so that's all those. I think that's a pretty good showing. So when we jump into the op, you will have all the equipment you need, but you won't have any of this gear. So when we do jump in, load up on this stuff, and I want to see, if you're a grenadier, I want to see you taking some smoke grenades and 40mm smokes. I think everyone should realistically be taking laser designators because that's super useful. And also think if there's any nighttime scenarios about some of the things over there, because there will be a nighttime scenario, about taking some of those on basically every op. They're all small and very versatile. Any questions?
Yeah. Are we allowed? So let's say we are in the daytime, we'll be using helmet cams in this op.
If you want to and you deem it appropriate, not just this op, but this is all ops in the future. There might be, especially with Huskies training on C-tabs coming up, a lot more usage of things like helmet cams. And Peacemaker said, if you can show a pilot what you're seeing, that's one really good way to actually get him on target, basically. So any of these are all your options. You don't need to take it every time, and you might be playing ops where a helmet cam isn't appropriate, like as the 1970s Russians. But you could, if worst case, if it's low tech, you can still use some of these like tracers, like laser pointers, like the long range radio, or even just smoke grenades. It's just using the best mixture you can get and whatever the tech in the mission allows you, essentially. So those are basically your options. I wanted to sort of cover as well some of the different munitions that are at your disposal. I'm not going to geek out over this stuff, but these are some of the different types of munitions that a pilot probably will be carrying. They all sort of are guided in and targeted slightly differently, and that's just to go through them there. So pilot aim for cannons and rockets, guided rockets, laser guided or pilot aim, air to ground missiles is laser guided or radar guided. They're guided bombs. So those are the different ones. I won't focus on those too much, but what I did want to ask is, which of those munitions do you guys think a smoke grenade or a 40mm smoke can help hitting a target? If you're going to throw a smoke grenade, like which one of these do you think that can help getting a target on, or getting on target with?
That's pilot aimed.
So just basically any of the ones that say pilot aim, yeah?
Yeah.
Any other answers?
No, wait. Maybe no. His maybe they got the rocket too. This is it.
Laser guided actually can be helped because you can put the laser in the rough area. Like from a pilot's perspective, you can put the laser in the rough area of that smoke, and you're more than likely going to hit something. Bear that in mind as well.
Fair enough. So sort of, you're saying sort of the pilot laser there, Sam. So you can get the pilot to look at the smoke, and then he can laser the target himself.
Yeah.
Really good point. Yeah. And what about the laser designator, guys? Which one of those munitions do you think the laser designator can help with if you're carrying that as instead of your binoculars? Because they're much better anyway.
guided, air to ground, and guided bomb.
So we're looking at air-to-ground missiles, the guided bombs, and I imagine the guided rocket as well, Husky. What if I told you the actual answer for both of these was every single one of them? Does that shock anyone? So one big thing I want to say, so for example, the laser designator, yeah, the main purpose of that when you sort of shoot a laser beam at a target is, like you're exactly right, Husky, is to physically guide a munition in. It follows the laser and it hits the target. But one big thing I want to show you is when you laser beam a target, a pilot gets this nice little white square here. That's what we see. No matter how far away we are, we get this lovely white square showing us exactly where you're pointing a laser. If we've got a guided munition, we can lock on and it does the magic guidance for us. But even if we've only got a cannon, which is just, literally shooting the gun out of the aeroplane, all we need to do is point our aeroplane and our crosshair inside this white square, pull the trigger, and we've just done a perfect gun run on whatever the fuck you guys were targeting. So what I really wanted to stress is you can point a laser designator at anything, and it will massively, massively help your pilot to at the very least look in the right direction. Because what he's seeing, if we go back to that first slide, is either a load of fog or 10,000 kilometers squared, basically. The other one is smoke as well. Like if you look here, like my eyes straight away are drawn. It's a bad example because I didn't have any good shots of smoke. But just there, you see the pink smoke. And even if your target is the tree line north of the smoke, it's super easy just to at least get your pilot's eyes in the rough vicinity. And that's the biggest thing. If they're looking in the right direction, you're gonna help them in acquiring the target 10 times quicker. Even if they're then going to laser it themselves or do whatever they need to do, you're massively helping by at least marking the rough location of a target, even if you're not guiding it in. Does everyone understand that? Is there any questions on that one at all? No? That's good. Awesome. If there are, please shout them out. Sweet. I'll run through some of the pros and cons of them real quick. Again, I don't want to go super in depth, especially because of the time limit we're on. But cannon, can anyone shout out some of the positives of using, the good old cannon on the airplane as a CAS run?
There's no risk of, at least the risk of danger close is really low.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's a very, very small splash damage, so you can shoot close to friendlies.
You can both have HE and AP, or at least to a certain degree, so you can deal with certain with multiple kind of enemies.
There are sort of, well, in Arma actually there's only one type of cannon round, which is fairly OP, but it's a good point anyway. Yeah, there's minimal splash damage and you can penetrate targets and kill infantry. Any other pros?
Fairly accurate.
It depends on the pilot's aim, but yeah, I mean, if you're good with it, you can hit a target. It's certainly not guided precision. I'll give you the rest of the pros real quick, just in the essence of time.
Sorry, I just want to interrupt. I can't join you, so I'm gonna opt out. So
no worries. We'll help you in it after this part of it's done. If you want to watch this bit anyway, buddy, I'll help you. I'll help you join it after. No problem. Now we know it works.
Well, Husky's tried to help me, but I'm going on internet and then doing your name and it doesn't come up.
Don't worry, mate. Honestly, as soon as this finishes, I reckon we can get you in it in like 20 seconds. Don't panic. We'll sort it. Don't worry, mate.
I'm not panicking.
All right. No worries. We'll get you in. Don't worry. But yeah, so it's tiny splash damage. It's really, really good against soft and unarmored targets. You can strafe an area. The main one I'd also say is it's really cheap. If you've got a low priority target, having a cannon run come in instead of the pilot using all of his expensive bombs that he only can carry a couple of, you can go all day basically. It keeps him up in the air and it keeps your support going on for longer. The cons, big potential for pilot error if it's low visibility, and it's only limited effective on certain types of targets. Depends on the plane that you're flying. The ways you can kind of reduce that day and night: mark targets yourselves, like I said with the laser designator, with smokes, flares, lasers, whatever you want. Not letting me be pilot is one. Use any creative means, even if it's tracer fire towards a building. That can be something that will help guide a pilot in for a cannon run, because he could miss. And yeah, the laser designator, basically, if that all makes sense. The other ones are just rockets versus missiles. I'll fire through these a bit quicker. But rockets, a massive advantage of them is that a pilot has 24 to 32. They're much smaller than a missile, but he has lots more of them. essentially. It may take 2 or 3 to kill a tank, but they can, with AP rockets, take out a tank. It does rely quite heavily on you guys to guide in the pilot, because rockets, if they're not lased, can be quite inaccurate, sometimes hard. So you might need to stand out in the open and laser target for the pilot, which is a downside, and they're only really good at short to medium range. So if there's an AA site that you want him to lase, he'll be dead before he gets a rocket on target. So just bear that in mind. But they can take out basically whatever the hell you guys want and need. Buildings, people, armoured infantry carriers, whatever it is. Rockets are very good at it. The missiles, very limited on ammunition. It'll kill basically any vehicle in one hit, including modern main battle tanks. Really easy for the pilot to designate his own targets using radar, so you guys don't need to stand out in the open. So you want to save those missiles if you can, and they can take out targets at really long range. So if you've got an example of an AA battery, your pilot can take it out without getting shot down before he sees the AA battery. But the only downside really is that they are not very useful against infantry. That's it. They're not high explosive rounds, if that will make sense. Any questions on that one? Sweet. Firing through these as quick as I can, I promise. The other ones, bombs. Massive splash damage, as you know. If you do it properly, they can be super accurate, but you need to really coordinate it well, and you can take out whatever the hell you need to. I don't need to spend all day on bombs. The final thing, the sort of final page or two that I wanted to run through with you guys was just on what you actually do. If you're a squad leader, you've got CAS on station. It's just, I'd say follow this protocol if you can. At the start of the mission, check in with the pilot and make sure you know what ammunition they carry. If you want to, or what you should really need to do then is just communicate where your friendlies are based, describe what you are, so he knows if you're driving a tank, so the pilot knows if you're wearing IR scopes, whatever it is, and then give them some initial orders, i.e. you want them to scout ahead or just hold off, we're cool for now, anything like that. And then you don't need to radio them every time you guys move, but if you're moving to one big location, like a town to another town, or from an observation point to another grid marker on the map, that's when you should let the pilot know, just so he can expect what your journey is and sort of, again, keep tabs on where you are, so there's no friendly fire, essentially. And it also helps coordinate strikes a bit later on, so he can circle around where your objective is going to be. Does anyone know, so in terms of during combat, what would you think the first steps of radioing a pilot should be? Any suggestions?
Threats for the pilot?
That's actually a really good one I didn't put down. Yeah, if there's AA threats, that's actually probably the perfect thing to start off with. I didn't even think of that. The first one I had, which is just to let the pilot know you're in contact and stand by, so that at least they're on station. Any sort of thing that might come next once you've let the pilot know? No? It's just a description of the target, and then just mutually agree what you're going to use, i.e. It's a main battle tank, it's 20 meters away, don't use a bomb. Just mutually agree on the ordnance between the pilot and yourselves. Step number 3, tell the pilot how you're going to mark the target. So I'm going to laser designate it. Do that, confirm it once it's marked, and the pilot can say, yep, I've got that, I've seen it, or whatever it might be, just so you both know you're looking at the same thing, and then they'll go away and do the strike, and that's it. And then all you got to do is just rinse and repeat steps 2 and 3. So there's no crazy protocol. It's just letting them know you're in contact, tell them what the target is, and maybe agree on what the munition you need to use is, and then just tell them how you're going to mark it. Do that, and you're away, essentially. That's it. The only other things I'd say to really remember is to use your squad mates, especially if you're a squad leader. They might have a better view of the target than you. We're all going to be carrying stuff that can help mark targets. So you can potentially be blind as an SL, pinned down, but if you've got a marksman up in a hill somewhere, they can designate targets for you over the short range, and you just tell the pilot on the long range. It's not hard to do at all. It's way more efficient to mark targets for a pilot, but what you can do if things get heavy is just give them a free fire zone. So anything in this town is hostile, anything north of the river is hostile. It's a lot less efficient because it takes longer for pilots to spot and mark targets themselves. You don't want to rely on that, and they might also prioritize something that's not even shooting at you. If it's a machine gun that's pinning you down and they see a tank, they're going to shoot the tank unless you tell them not to. So it shouldn't be relied on, but if it's really heavy, you can do that. And just remember, you can probably see things way better than the pilot. You know, as much as they have got the cameras and everything else, they're looking at thousands of kilometers of terrain all at once, not what's right in front of you. So just remember, you can probably see more than them, and it's always best for you to try and mark targets when possible. But that's the end of me talking. Promise. Does anyone have any questions at all, or any comments or suggestions?
I don't see any things related to communication between the SL or whoever it is and the pilot.
So the slide just here basically is the communicate. So it may not be the SL, it might be a radio man, whatever it is for the op, but it's probably the SL. This basically covers it there. So at the mission start, you just want to check in and know what your pilot's carrying, and then during the op, just let them know what your squad looks like, so they know if you're driving a Humvee or whatever, so they don't shoot you. And then you just want to give them some basic orders like scout ahead or hold. You know, it's no problem telling them to go away and hold and fly away. It's no problem. And then just repeat steps 2 and 3 if you guys move location, basically, so the pilot again knows that where you are at all times. And then during combat, like I said, let them know you're in combat. Describe the target and agree mutually on what they're going to use to kill it. Communicate how you're going to mark a target. So I'm going to send red smoke, and then confirm that the pilot's seen it, and that's it. And then they'll go and do their gun run, if that answers your question.
Yeah, roger that.
Perfect. Any other questions or comments on that at all? No? Awesome. If we're all good, then what we will do is we will jump into the op, and I'll teleport you guys to your first objective. So I will see you in there. If you could all switch on your TeamSpeaks now, mute Discords for that.
James?
Yes, Minotaur. So, you're on the server browser, yes?
Huh?
You're on the server browser?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. One sec, let me just give everyone some instructions on TeamSpeak, and what I'll then do is I'll come help you, alright? Hey guys, can you all hear me? Just listen in for 2 seconds. So, I'm just going to help Minotaur join the server. In the meantime, what I'd like you to do, whoever's squad leader today, throughout the op, you're going to see these vehicles here. Whenever you see this vehicle, it is going to be a full arsenal. I'm about to make it one just now, so don't all rush to it. Whilst that's a full arsenal, when that's a full arsenal, if you can start getting everyone's loadout sorted, Husky, you should all have mine detectors, ammo, medic gear. You don't need shit, just the stuff relating to this cast topic. So think back, ask me if you need, but just think back. It's not an arsenal yet, but just think back what you actually need, and then make sure everyone's got plenty of that. All right.
All right. Okay. As I was saying, tank mic check, please.
Mic check.
Local.
Mic check.
Yeah. Peacemaker. Local, please, mate. Mic check.
Radio check.
Okay. Local.
Vicky's now an arsenal.
Make sure you're not whispering, mate.
Yeah. Mic check.
Alright. Okay.
Video. You want
Yeah.
7?
For the radio, because I'm using the PRC 177, you might hear it.
Hey Minotaur. So the server should be called. So if you actually, we're friends on Steam, are we not?
Well, I thought we were, but it's nothing's coming up. So.
Okie dokie.
And then if I go to internet and type.
We're
in
not.
names,
We're not friends
nothing
on.
comes
We're
up.
not friends on Steam. What's your Steam ID or Steam friends ID? Add a friend.
No.
What are you called on Steam?
Minotaur.
Okie dokie. Bear with me 1 second. Add a friend. Mina. Tor.
I think it's with an A instead of an O. So.
MINAT.
Or yeah.
But how do I spell or? OR.
MINATOUR.
No friends to show. Fuck.
I think.
I'm going to send you a message with a friend ID. Okay? And hopefully that will resolve it. So add me on Steam using that ID, buddy. Alright?
Okay.
That should work.
Can I just join you on Discord or?
I don't think so. No. You'll have to add me as a friend on Steam and then join Arma. Find the server via friends, basically.
Okay.
If that doesn't work, I'm out of ideas. I'm afraid.
It's okay. It's okay. Good luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna mute Discord. All right.
Alright.
No worries. Best of luck, Wed. Okay, guys. I've given the Minotaur some instructions to help him join. Hopefully he can make it in. If not, we're a bit light. But do we have an SL and a medic? Hello? Oh, I'm still muted on TeamSpeak. What a plonker.
Okay, if everyone can carry at least 4 tourniquets.
I'm already full, basically.
You guys should have full medical gear already, Monarch.
No.
It's just the CAS stuff that you guys are gonna need. Which
I
is
literally had no medical stuff whatsoever.
oh, do you know what? I left the medical person blank so they could do it themselves. Sorry. I'll be fairly on the spot with Zeus healing, but if people, because there's only 4 people as well. But if you can take stuff just to patch people up, that's great too. Husky, let me know when you're done as your SL, alright?
Yeah. Micro dagger. Let me check.
You all good, Sam?
Yeah,
You got-
I've got a 117F on channel 2 to communicate with them, and I've got a 152 if you want it on a channel.
You're not going to really need a short range, but you're going to need that long range. We might as well be on channel 1. This is the ANPRC 77, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, you said 117 and I panicked. We'll do a comm check shortly. Do you know what?
200 rounds.
Channel 2 is what Husky assigned.
Okie
For
dokie.
long range.
Okie dokie.
Should I pick more than white smokes, like red ones, green ones?
152.
Yeah, just
The
take
152
red
operates on the
smokes,
same channels as the 117 anyway,
Okay.
but
I've got a
it's
77. Wait, what do you have? A 117, right?
I told you I should have asked for.
I was looking at it.
Sam, what
yeah,
radio?
117F.
No worries, I just need to change my own loadout real
7
quick.
red smokes,
I do
a
it.
couple of frags,
Smokes.
1 frag. Wow. No, it ain't worth it then.
You guys, you shouldn't need any extra grenades and stuff,
Make sure
honestly.
you get helmet cameras, yeah.
And also, bear in mind, at
yes.
every contact there's another arsenal, okay? So don't worry about it. Yes, Husky, yeah, follow me, dude. If you just take a quick look at the map, Husky, as an SL briefing, there's 3 objectives. We're only going to have time to do 1 of them. One is you're going to have helicopter support doing some unexploded ordnance clearing in a valley. One is fast jet in a daytime fighting in a built-up area. And one is fast jet defending a forward operating base in low light conditions. It doesn't matter which one you pick, but as SL I thought I'd give you the honours whilst the rest of the guys gear up.
Yeah, let's go for the fob one, low light.
Yeah, cool. As long as you guys all have nogs, that'll be absolutely
Yeah, I'll
okay.
tell them to get nods as well. Alright guys, make sure you get nods as well, yeah?
Yeah, I apologize.
Just gonna do a quick long range check for you, Husky.
Yeah, no
Long range,
meeting.
channel 2.
Miscellaneous.
Change to channel 2. Long range.
Lima Charlie.
Alright, awesome.
Thank you, Monarch.
Yeah, make sure you got nods.
There we go. On the ground, I'll be sort of supporting you as an invisible Zeus, whispering in your ear if you need it, okay? But what I'll do is, once everyone's ready, I'll teleport you to the fob and give you some brief instructions as a briefing, as your officer, your brave officer, and then you'll run the scenario. Sam's going to listen in on the briefing, but he... Actually, no, sorry, Sam isn't going to be able to listen in on the briefing, so it'll be up to you on the ground to be able to update him as the pilot. He's just going to take off and know where you guys are. Okay?
Hey, give me
Yeah.
a sec, I need to talk to the pilot.
A couple of
Sam,
which
can we
one?
make-
Radio channel 2 for short range.
I don't know. Wait for
What radio do you have, Tank?
Should
Should
I
be a
have both?
Cool. So it should just be channel 2 for your long ranges. So you can listen in as Husky calls in CAS and does what. And then your 343 should just be channel 1.
Okay, so channel 2. Okay, open.
So I just wanted everyone to be able to listen into the CAS calls if they can't at least do it themselves.
I need to remember what how to set this. Shit.
Cool. Is everyone
Let's
okay by going over
yeah.
20 minutes? Because obviously we started a bit late. Is that okay with everyone?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
fantastic.
I need to set. I'll do a
One
set
activate favor, go
channel.
green for me.
So go self-interact radios. Hover over the radio you want. Is it the long or the short range?
The long one.
Sam, you're
Hover-
no longer in a
hover over
pilot
the
suit,
long
bud.
range,
You might
press
pass
open.
out.
Hmm.
Should
Okay,
open
check.
your.
You should have
long
started
range
in that.
radio.
Yeah, I have it. I'm good.
It should say on the right
This is
side
the
of the
equipment,
buttons.
except the
Green,
helmet's-
just
the
press
helmet's
the up
still on, it
button,
just
it
doesn't
change
show
channel
someone
2.
No problems.
I can't hear. Can you repeat it, please? Hey guys, can you go a little bit to like forward because I can't hear Monica. Thank you.
So
Apologize.
on the long range radio, on the where the buttons are on the right hand side, one says free. which
So
is
Husky,
plus
just
and
as a
minus,
brief
the other
SLB
one
thing,
is that.
and I will give everyone a quick briefing. This one,
The fob one's the green one, yeah?
yeah, correct. You're the fob one. So you're going to be responsible for telling Sam where you are once we're there, and then just establishing contact.
So
Okay,
where it says
and
world
from there, just follow those instructions. Basically, you know, let him know where you are. Describe. Don't forget to describe your forces.
What's his call sign?
Pilot. I didn't assign call signs. You can call him whatever you like. Call him Birdseye if you want.
Yeah,
So you
But essentially, yeah, the important bit is just getting the details across, like who your squad are, what they are. We're infantry. Where you are, we're in the fob. Don't blow us up. And then from there, if you're in contact, when you're in contact, it'll just be sort of following those instructions. Don't forget to ask him what munitions he's got, because you need to know what you're working with. And then you can call in, or you can use your squad mates. Hopefully, that's what I'd love to see. Is if your head's pinned down, you could be using some of your squad mates to help designate or mark targets for you. Big tip, and I've marked it on there because you'd know this in a real fob. From the centre of the fob to the main road in the town is 325 metres. So if you need to range in nades, if you need to range in your scopes, you'd know that in real life. So there's a little tidbit for you. All right.
Yeah, I can see it on the map, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Type of enemy, Taliban.
I'll brief you when you're there, but we're back in Afghanistan, so yeah, it's the tallies that you're fighting
using a
Right, okay.
basically, and the other instructions will be on the map. All right, I'm just gonna get these guys ready. Right,
map
guys,
size.
are we all okay? Ready to be teleported over?
Sam,
Sam, run away from me, buddy.
hang on, mate. Sam, your call sign's Birdseye, alright? Just for this, okay?
Captain Birdseye, I remember that call sign.
All got 117 FL Husky.
Alright, okay.
should we do a radio check for the long range as well?
Are we all here and alive?
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. Just a quick briefing if you all gather around, guys. Welcome to this fob. If you look on your maps, you'll notice in the bottom right corner there's a big green icon that says Scenario Fob. Does everyone have eyes on? Anyone not have eyes on?
Yep.
Brilliant. So your briefing is this fob was recently constructed to help fight Taliban who control the town of Shahdarakht just to the north on your map. The Taliban have been probing the defences in recent weeks with sporadic mortar, sniper and even grenades over the compound wall at night time. This is going to be a dark scenario. Civilians have been seen leaving the town. So all the civilians have been seen leaving the town last night and early this morning. And there's recently been a massive increase in enemy radio and cell phone chatter in the region. You're to hold the fob at all costs and assist in the destruction of any potential enemy force sent to attack you. So you don't need to patrol out. You just need to hold on to it for the night if you get any... so we're expecting an attack based on all that chatter. I think there's going to be too few people to use it, but there was a Sanger set up on the hill just to your west, which you can use, but to be honest, I think your numbers are too small that sending someone up onto the west hill is going to be suicide. If you need it, I don't think you're going to have the numbers to use the mortars, but if you need it, we've got a Sanger right in front of us here. I can't point for some reason. I don't know why I can't point. But just to the north, there's a bunker there. And you've also, on the other side of this wall, if you follow me. I can't open a gate. If someone can open a gate for me, thank you. There's a second part of the compound. So there's a second part of the compound in here, which should give you really good eyes over to the east. And it might help fighting from the south or even the north. There's some more firing points up on the wall there. Is everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Any questions at all?
Most likely be attacked from the north.
Most likely, yeah. The Taliban control that town, so highly likely that your engagements are going to come from the north, unless they start flanking you or anything else goes wrong. You have got air support on station. Call sign, I think, has been assigned as Birdseye or whatever the fuck. Yep, Birdseye, and that will be in the form of an F-35 jet from the RAF. All right. I'm going to disappear and go invisible. Husky, get your defences set up, and I'm going to make it night time very shortly. Alright?
Okay.
Best of luck, guys.
Okay, guys, let's make it simple. Monarch, I want you to set a CCP on the west side. Peacemaker, I want you to make some entrenches around the base. Use your initiative on that. We're going to be focused on the west.
Hey Sam, can you hear me? Hello? Hiya mate. So if you want to take off and head to the big green objective, and then just give Husky a call on the long range when you're there, mate. Alright, they're just getting set up now. All good?
Anyone that's down, they have someone to drag them out.
There is
Only
no
one gun
actual.
facing out.
Can't see
Yeah,
any.
I
So
know.
I think I'll just run around and stop them.
It's not on Arsenal yet, I'll make it one shortly, but you shouldn't need it. You won't run out of ammo.
I don't have night vision, James. I need it.
No problem, Tank. I'll make that momentarily.
Yeah. Exactly.
Tell me when you're done, so I can...
Okay, squad, that vehicle, I can't remember what it is now full Arsenal. If anyone needs NVGs, it's going to be dark in about 10 seconds. Sorry, it's too dark. Bollocks.
Bird's Eye Alpha.
Go ahead for Bird's
Could you tell me what munitions you have available for us? Over.
Munitions include cannon, bombs, and laser-guided missiles.
Roger, Alpha L.
Husky, is your view tolerable or is it too dark?
This will be fine, mate.
Roger. Consider that op commencing.
Guys, op is live. Do the best you can, okay?
Okay, there's like a little channel here. I've just dug 2 trenches across it so that we have some cover. Having to shoot it.
Bird's Eye's Alpha.
Alpha.
Bird's Eye's on station.
Roger, Alpha L. Hey, Mana, can you go agree for me? Easy identifier.
Due to altitude and cloud, I am completely disorientated up here.
Mana, if you could watch south, then I have Peacemaker looking west, I'll look east. Fucking look east.
Another hole.
No. I'm gonna have to pick your spot. Look east. Possible enemy contact, north 300 meters, 3 times infantry over. They are holding weapons. Can't identify it yet, over. patrol north, they're holding weapons. You are free to engage. Range is 358.
Copy that, engaging.
Birdseye Alpha.
Bullseye.
Our current grid position is 102019. I say again, 102019. 4-man team inside western side of the fog. Over.
Copy.
Hey Husky, just wanted to drop in and say you're doing great so far. Are you comfortable with what your aircraft is carrying on board?
Yep, I'm fine with it.
Excellent, mate. You're doing great. I'll let you carry on. Nice work.
Alright guys, keep at your posts. See anything, let me know. If they're carrying a gun, call it out. Remember your 3 DDDs, then engage.
I'll just change that. I'm not most of what I can see is static.
Oh, good.
Monarch. Oh, I can make it lighter if needs be.
Contact, 350 meters, northwest. Number unknown. Enemy sighted 300 meters infantry northwest of them. Section, Techie, northwest, 400 meters. Over.
Roger, Lazy Desert, I'll get a plane to destroy it.
Negative, out of sight, there are many tree blocking the lasers. Over.
Peacemaker, see if you can get eyes on that techie so I can call in escort.
Copy, we'll check it out.
Right there.
Yeah, go do your thing.
Enemies north, on the tree line, possible infantry. Over.
Okay, who's carrying Designator? I've found a Vic.
I'm getting broken.
It's on my list.
So, Husky.
Yeah, I've got it in now.
Yep, shit's getting heavy. Now's a good time.
Birdseye, Alpha.
We have a Bullseye. Oh man, sorry, it's like not working for some reason. Give me a sec.
Yeah, we have a target, light technical.
Wait, one, not lazy.
Grid refs. 100023. Say again, 100023. Light technical. Can he come in from the east? It will be laser designated. Over.
Husky, just a quick one. Well done on that. If you're struggling to laser designate him, if he's hidden or something, remember you can always guide the rough direction by either tracer fire, I think maybe flares or smoke, for example, that the pilot might be able to see. Oh, tank's dead. I might have to put a respawn point down. Fuck. So if you can't, just get his eyes in the rough vicinity, and then he can maybe designate the rest.
Yeah, okay. Peacemaker, you got laser des, mate?
Peacemaker's down. operational. I'm up, but I need to take MVGs.
Okay, does anyone have eyes on that technical at all? I have. Throw a smoke as close as you can to it.
The other thing you can also look at doing, potentially Husky, is knowing in this scenario that the town is clear of civilians, is maybe set up a kill zone for the pilot so he knows whatever he sees north of your position is probably hostile. And that might help as well, a little bit. But you're doing really well, man. Just sort of think about ways you can get his eyes at least looking at the enemy, even if you can't guide in his bombs. Get him looking at the enemy first.
Can I try and do that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, man.
Yeah.
You're doing well.
Birdseye, Alpha.
We have a birdseye.
This designator is unavailable. We're going to try and get on the smoke, but for your reference, 300 meters north of our current position, there is a technical, and now you're free to fire within that town. It's all hostile. Over.
Roger that, gun running on town. Husky break, I can finally...
Can I have one person, Peacemaker, look now northwest.
Husky, I've got a laser designator online finally. Update from Birdseye.
Peacemaker, look northwest. Thanks.
Is it been...
Go ahead.
Meters. I say again, I can laser designator now for now.
Keep that in mind. Just look northwest. We've got some enemies northwest, mate.
Peacemaker, northwest, buddy.
Yeah, I'm watching northwest.
No one stand on the northwest side of this. Okay. Oh no, I just can't see it. Just
Monarch, do you want me to change your NVGs, or in the vehicle? There's a full arsenal.
change them twice.
I'm going to make it a bit lighter for you because the purpose isn't to be able to not see. So I'm going to make it a little bit lighter for everyone. Okay.
I don't know what I could, which ones to use I could make easier.
No, don't worry. That's on me. Okay, I made it far too fucking light now. Bear with. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ooh. Somebody got me. Just for purposes, James, if you want to keep it light, mate.
Time's staying as it is, yeah. Okay. I'm going to give it another 5 minutes and then just call it... I'm just going to give it another 5 minutes and just call an end on this specific scenario. And we can always redo if people have got a bit more time and sort of see what we could do differently as well after that, alright?
Fine by me.
Designator.
I'm looking for the technical. Yes, no?
If you see if it's a technical, call it out.
I said, is that what we're looking for?
Contact Techie, northeast, like 600 meters. Cam raging was taken out.
Okay, leave it.
Raise on. It's moving. Moving southeast.
Just just keep it laser designated as fast as you can. I'll try and kill the driver.
Driver's dead.
Okay, good. Keep laser designated, he's coming in.
Under laser.
So Husky, don't forget to talk to your pilot. Let him know when you're marking stuff, what it is, and even if your mark
Yeah,
isn't spot on, make sure at least he knows what the target is, and if your marks are nearby, he can still hit it.
I did.
Also, fuck you, Monarch.
Anyone see the splash?
I didn't.
Okay.
For fuck's sake.
Peacemaker, what laser designator are you using, mate? I'm not finding the one that can do laser designating.
I'm using the very classic one. Yeah. New MS. Wait.
East unknown, over. Like 800 meters.
Okay, I tell you what, tank beam, call in a gun run on that techie.
Calling tech, calling strike. Okay, I'm laser designated, over.
I am waiting.
Okay, tank, what I want you to do, mate, since you got a long range, I want you to call it in. Call in the airstrike one plane.
Just make sure that he's on the correct LR channel, which is channel 2.
Full sign is bird's eye, we are alpha, mate.
I would take that as a no. Splash damage. Maybe 500 meters out.
Negative laser. Change back laser scene.
The tech is moving, is going from northeast to north and is advancing.
Bloody Nora.
I lost it.
Okay, guys, I'm going to call quick index there. Well done. Wait one.
I don't understand why the laser didn't function properly.
No, my lasers. You're not getting the laser designated to work as well.
No, mine was working, but it's that precise.
Sam, bail out.
The missile struck.
So, what laser designator are you using, and what are you pressing to make the laser go
I'm
off?
using
Sam, bail out.
LRTV, and I'm using just the fire button, and like an icon appears.
Sam eject.
Area.
Sam eject.
You think bail out of the jet?
Eject, eject, eject. Hi guys, so we're going to just do a quick run through of what happened, what went well, what we could do differently. I'm just going to get Sam in.
Husky has a little issue. Maybe you should talk to him about the lizard.
That's alright. Yeah, I could hear. Yeah, there seems to be an issue with that, but I'll come on to some other bits in a moment. As soon as I get Sam here, he should be floating down momentarily.
Just teleport him.
That's yeah. I had to let him land first.
Please don't blow up everything.
These ranges T radar on all.
You can pick the default one too.
Yeah, no, none of them are laser designating at all.
I don't know what's happening there now, Skim. So
Okie dokie. Right, are we all here? Are we all around?
can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me?
Yep.
Perfect. I think we're all here. First things, how do we all think we did? So just sort of Husky, but sort of mostly. How do we think we did there?
Yeah, I think we did alright. I personally should have let other people do call-ins, but I started doing that at the end, so...
Yeah, that's a fair. What about the squad? How do we think we sort of did for the purpose of this exercise anyway?
Yeah, I think that we did okay.
Cool. I'm going to throw the floor to Sam. I haven't actually spoken to him, so this isn't planned or anything like that. Sam, how was it from your point of view as the pilot up in the sky?
Okay, so the callouts from Husky, okay. Grid references, I don't have time to read. I don't have time for them. I am trying to keep the jet. That jet is quite unstable, so I'm more focused on flying than trying to read the map. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, you can use grid references, but unless I'm on a stable flight, which most of the time trying to keep that thing stable was not the case. Use flares and things because I don't know about your laser detonators, but they definitely were not giving me a laser des.
Yeah, I think that
I
was a
have problem
tech
with
issue.
lasers. I can't get my laser to come out at all.
Yeah, I've seen that being an issue before.
It was weird. I was seeing some lasers on Zeus. I was seeing the planes laser. I was seeing Tank and Peacemaker's lasers appear on Zeus because it shows me. But yeah, you're right, Husky. I don't think yours maybe didn't work for some reason. I don't know if it was a glitch or what. But I did see some lasers. But were you able to lock onto any of those, Sam? Or was that an actual tech issue?
They just didn't even show.
They didn't even show on your HUD or nothing on your radar?
Nope.
No worries. The other thing, the main bit I'd say, sort of separate to that, is yeah, I'd definitely second what Sam says. When they're flying, grid references are hard. Maybe even if there's map markers, just go super simple and say, look, the big green marker, we're there, because he's looking at the same map as you, or even the town. Just sort of get him in the rough area, and then just think of some of the other ways that if the laser's not working, even for that infantry that was fighting you. I know it's obviously you don't want to call it in straight away on infantry, but just think of some of the other ways we discussed about how you could have been marking those targets for him. Either if flares to mark your own position, or even just look at the tracer fire to the north, gun run, bombs, anything there. As that town was sort of devoid of all civilians, as we said, there was the chance really to sort of call in quite a lot, but we only got a couple in there. So I'd say,
Something to say?
yeah, sure thing. Sorry.
I honestly don't think that in this case smokes would have been great for the simple reason that we were like at 300 from 300 meters to like 700.
Yeah.
The last techie was actually the last BRT was like at 750 meters.
Yeah.
So nor the normal smokes from by hand nor the 40 mics would actually be.
I totally agree.
Useful.
He was too far away. The sort of thing I'd say, if lasers aren't working, which lasers would have been perfect, I know, but there seem to be some trees in the way and shit like that, which is what's going to happen during ops. I'd just say sort of think of anything you can, even if you can, for example, fire a smoke grenade 400 meters and say, right, he's north of that. So just really think about, if you can't get his bomb on target, how can you get his eyes on target? So that's your second. Obviously, ideally, look, if you can guide in a rocket, that's majestic. and that's perfect. That's what we want to aim for. But if you can't, how can you get the pilot's eyes to be looking in the right direction? And I think that's where we could have done a lot, because I could see all the lasing that was happening. It was just annoying, the technical glitch. But I think that's definitely one thing that we could definitely do better is even just getting Sam's eyes in the right direction. Even if it's just, look, there's the town, they're on the road. Anything like that to get his eyes in the right direction. If you can then smoke it, or if you could then laze it, or whatever, even tracer fire it, that would have, I think, really helped him.
The tracers now, okay. Since
The
now
tracers,
we have
the
these.
tracers were fantastic. Like when you were shooting the infantry, I could see that perfectly fine.
Okay, I'm gonna use the tracers now.
Yeah, and something like, sort of south to north, our tracers are going south to north. He then basically knows exactly where your target is, and he can help. I appreciate. So we've now gone over our hour of training. If anyone wants to redo the scenario again, I'm happy to stay on. But obviously, I'm not. I'm happy to call that end of training for today. Obviously, we got really plagued with techie issues, so I apologise to everyone for that massively, and thank you for obviously everyone that did turn up. Does anyone have any sort of questions, or anyone like to just redo the scenario because it's fun to shoot things in Arma, or so everyone's thoughts and feelings?
I will go.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
good.
we didn't. We didn't stay much, but it depends on how many people will stay.
Yeah.
I gotta head off and try and fix this fucking laser designator problem.
No, it's no worries, guys. Apologies for the tech
that
issues.
Stuff was not appearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that that's not the problem and stuff like that.
Yeah, no worries at all. Does anyone, obviously, look, it's first time doing feedback, and obviously it was plagued with issues. Does anyone have any feedback for me at all that they'd like to share?
Maybe next time try to like sign into a piece of paper or anything like that, like the actual time you want to do the op, because I saw a lot of teleportation in time and space, and I mean, I'm not used to this dark magic, so please don't do that. I mean, if you want to teleport us like to a certain time, just be aware if the time is right or not, because I saw many changes.
Yeah, fair. That was just my bad on just getting the timing
one.
wrong. Fair point. Yeah, go on.
I've got one. If you're going to train someone on, let's use this for this. Give us all the equipment straight off if we're gonna, so we don't have to mess around with our stores and be dress up Barbies and stuff like that. So like, for example, the laser designator. Give us a laser designator that works.
Yeah, fair.
And smokes and stuff, so we don't have to get it saves time.
It's a good point. The reasoning was to hopefully try and get people in the habit of what they need to take and to practice it, but it's a fair point that would have saved us a bit of time.
I mean, to be fair, I'm gonna just attach to what Husky just said. If you think about it, even I don't know, is like preparing pre-made like kind of loadouts, so we don't have to waste time anymore with the arsenal. So I think we should keep doing what Iron has proposed now, and keep doing it this way. So it's not a critique. It's rather a way to make things clear once and for all. I mean, if everybody does ops for half, I think it would be wiser for me, at least my opinion, to keep the same pace everybody. But this is my opinion.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. I think in ops we will get our loadouts already set in, but yeah, hopefully that helped in at least in sort of recognising some of the other ways that you can mark targets if you can't guide in munitions to them anyways. What about Peace and Monarch? You guys?
I've got a few bits, but I was waiting for everyone else to finish.
Yeah, no, shoot away, both of you. Yeah.
Sure, yeah. So speaking of the good points of sustains, I really like the theoretical points with the presentation in the beginning. Just to fill us up on the theoretical info. Maybe I would like to have some information at my hand after the finish of the training. Maybe some PDF file or something which I could refer.
Gonna make one of those for you. That's a good point. I'm gonna make one of those.
Well, in general, yeah, we had some technical issues. It's all already been addressed.
No worries, buddy. Thank you. Monarch?
I don't know if this kind of style of training was kind of the best one to go for. I think if we had done a little bit of training beforehand and then we did a op style thing, it would have helped. That would have been really cool. But I think we would have benefited from maybe being in game and doing something like standing us all on a mountain and then going like, person can now do a call out on the radio. This is how you do it.
A dry run.
This is what it will look like. Here's how you do it with a grid reference or a laser or whatever. They can basically everyone get to go then, and then we can be jumping into an ops style thing where we can put it into practice in a real scenario.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think a dry run first and then chuck you into this would have been a way better way of doing it. So
and
yeah,
everyone gets the chance to do it, and then you can do the actual runs and stuff. You know, calling in Cat and Zeus, and then it's accurate. You can use any style, no offense, and you know, grid references, all that kind of stuff can be used, and everyone can practice it. You just call it in with just Zeus Cat.
Yeah, I agree. That would have been doing a dry run would have been way better, sort of as an intermediate point between the briefing and the PowerPoint and this. I think that would be a good fun to take away. Thank you. Cool.
I like the presentation at the beginning.
Cheers. All right, perfect. Well, thank you all for coming. I'm doing another run of this on Sunday where you'll do a different part of the op, but obviously I might actually be able to put in a dry run first, sort of based on the feedback. We'll get to the bottom of the techie issues, including the laser designator. And yeah, thanks for coming along. If you come along on Sunday, we'll pick one of the other two scenarios, so it will feel a little bit different. So you'll get a different experience on the op, essentially. Basically, if you want to come along to the second one and help, that'd be great. All right, lovely guys. I'll catch you all later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye.
I don't know how well these glow lights work for aircraft, but you can see them very clearly on the ground.
Yeah, that's another good point.
See that at about 100 meters.
Yeah, so fair
Also,
point.
James, have a look into how you had the view distance set, because you see the top of the mountain over there? Easily within 500 meters, and you can't see the top of it.
I think that's because it's I think that's because there's no CH view distance. So it's in the setting when it works.
Terrain objects and so on, they were vanishing at approximately 300 meters. So like when they're going, by these buildings, I couldn't see the buildings. I just had a rough, the outlines.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's what happened to go by. It just.
Yeah, it's to be fair, it's actually a good experience of worst case scenario. But see what Peace has just done there. That would have been something that would have been awesome to have seen. Was
we could have used
yeah, bro. Flares were all on there. And the mortars.
The mortars have flares as well.
Yeah, to be fair, on numbers, I don't think it's appropriate for anyone to be on the mortar, but you can shoot grenade launcher flares, even if it's just in the general direction of the enemy. All of that will really help in just getting your pilot's eyes to look at the target. Even if you can't guide him precisely, you just want to, quickly as possible, get his eyes on or close to that target. If you guys want to hang around, I can chuck some more enemies and shit down. It's totally up to you.
But I think I'm gonna call it, yeah.
Say again?
Bear in mind distance from target as well, because I get the call for northeast, that techie. It took me a while to find it because I didn't realise how far away it actually was.
Yeah, that's the whole point of trying to get your eyes at least close to.
I spotted it, but I mean, I just spotted it because he was shooting me with
DP. Yeah, that was me. I was just like, don't kill anyone, but just scare them enough so that they start calling in airstrikes, basically. I didn't want to throw down 100 enemies, because if one casualty comes, there's only 4 of you, it would have been fucked at that point. So I was trying to be light on enemies.
Set invincible.
Yeah, true, but then it's sort of, you lose the peril. But yeah.
I guess.
Alright, so anyway.
Thanks for coming, Peace. Did you want to do some pilot shit, Peace? Together?
Well,
or are you out of time?
I guess not today. I'm cooked. I just realized that I'm in the not the clearest mental state at the moment.
No problem, bro. Just
me too.
ping us anytime.
I just did the second dose of Pfizer. My mind wasn't like 100% active today, but
that's okay. But your ping was excellent.
Yeah, finally.
Husky was down when you came on the radio, Tank. I said, "Oh, Tank's taking command. Nice."
No, it's not nice. I don't take command of things.
You did.
Husky was dead. You got on the radio. It's like, we're being fucked up by this techie.
No, I don't want to take command. No, peace. I don't want to. No.
Alright, gents. Anyway, so see you
Catch you later. I'm going to close down the server. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, later.